Hello and welcome to my first video. I'll be taking you through Hyrule in one of my first games I really enjoyed as a child. I'll be going through the game as best as I can, collecting as much as I can along the way. I hope you enjoy. Sit back and relax as we go through this magical journey together. Hello and welcome to my playthrough of Ocarina of Time, specifically the Ship of Arcadian edition, I guess you could call it. It is a beautiful PC port of Ocarina of Time, and it fills me with so much joy to be able to play this game on PC without having to fiddle around with an emulator at all. And there's usually a lot of issues with emulation, but let's get into this game here. So this is going to be kind of, I guess you could call it a playtutorial, like a playthrough slash tutorial of Ocarina of Time. I'm going to try and collect, as I said earlier, as much as I can. So without further ado, let's get into this game. In the vast deep forest of Hyrule, long have I served as the guardian spirit. I am known as the Deku Tree. The children of the forest, the Kokiri, live here with me. Each Kokiri has his or her own guardian fairy. However, there is one boy who does not have a fairy. Ooh. It always fills me with great joy booting this game up, honestly. I just love this game so much. Oh, there's the big bad guy. Good old Ganondorf himself. Navi, Navi, where art thou? Come hither. Oh, Navi the fairy, listen to my words, the words of the Deku Tree. Dost thou sense it? The climate of evil descending upon this realm? Malevolent forces, even now, are mustering to attack our land of Hyrule. For so long, the Kokiri Forest, the source of life, has stood as a barrier deterring outsiders and maintaining the order of the world. But before this tremendous evil, power, even my power, is as nothing. It seems the time has come for the boy without a fairy to begin his journey. The youth whose destiny it is to lead Hyrule to the path of justice and truth. Navi, go now. Find your young friend and guide him to me. I do not have much time left. Fly, Navi, fly. The fate of the forest, nay, the world depends upon thee. Apparently, I cannot read at all. Oh, I just remember booting this game up for the first time. Oh. And yes, your eyes do not deceive you. This is playing back at 60 FPS. It's not true 60 FPS, it's interpolated. So it's trying to fill in the gaps as best as it can, and I find it does a pretty fantastic job at that. Oh yeah. Adventure will soon begin. And here is our young adventurer. Hello, Lonk. Wake up. The great Deku Tree wants to talk to you. Lonk, get up. Hey, come on. Can Hyrule's destiny really depend on such a lazy boy? I believe it can. You finally woke up. I'm Navi, the fairy. The fairy. The great Deku Tree asked me to be your partner from now on. Nice to meet you. This is going to be your companion throughout the game. The great Deku Tree has summoned you, so let's get going right now. Now we have finally gained control. You can see the D-pad there. That is something within this that's built into this version of the game. And also something that was added to randomizers. Yahoo! Hi, Locke. And first thing we're gonna do is just forget that she even exists. Because I don't like dealing with her. So our first goal here is to collect some cash, because without the money, you won't be able to buy yourself your shield. So we're gonna sneak into Mido's home and steal all his money. And in the rightmost chest, rightmost forward chest is actually a recovery heart. Don't need that right now. Don't feel like grabbing that at the moment. Ow. So yeah, so one thing you could do is when you jump across these, you will collect 5 rupees. I'm gonna skip through this because I don't really need to know how to lock onto people and talk. Behind here is another 5 rupees. And the 5 rupees you get here are collectible both ways. I am by no means a speedrunner, but I like trying to move as efficiently as I possibly can. Ooh, that actually worked out pretty good for me for once. So we're going to be collecting our very first major item in this game. It's going to be the Kokiri sword. When we get there. If I was to run backwards, I'd be running a lot faster than you normally would. So you get the Kokiri sword in, I guess, the boulder zone. I don't know. It's within the Kokiri forest. And one nice nicety that was added to this was the ability to equip your new items that you collect, like your new like equipment. Gives you the option to do so. That is not original to the game. That was added in with Ship of Arcania. So I know we don't really need the extra rupees, but this is how it's teaching you some movement in the game, so then you can really figure out how to do everything. Because it teaches you how to side jump, how to backflip, how to forward roll while targeting. I might still collect. Oh, yeah, we already collected the 5 rupees. So here we get the Deku Shield, one of the main items that you are required to get in order to actually progress. I believe there are some ways to get past Mido without actually having it. But I don't really know how to do so. So, if you want to see the Great Deku Tree, you should at least equip the sword and shield. What's that? Oh, you have a Deku Shield? And what's that? Is that the Kokiri sword? Good grief. Well, even with all that stuff, a wimp is still a wimp, huh? I, the Great Mido, will never accept you as one of us. Shoot, how did you get to be the favorite of Saria and the Great Deku Tree, huh? Grumble, grumble. Yes, he is a very, very agreeable person. And we also collect our first Deku Stick. You collect these throughout the world, usually by killing Deku Bubbas. Standing ones will give you Deku Sticks, while the ones that kind of attack you, they give you Deku Nuts. Great Deku Tree, I'm back. Oh, Navi, thou hast returned. Locke, welcome. Listen carefully to what I, the Great Deku Tree, am about to tell thee. Thy slumber these past moons must have been restless and full of nightmares. As the servants of evil gain strength, a vile climate pervades the land, and causes nightmares to those sensitive to it. Verily, thou hast felt it. Locke, the time has come to test thy courage. I have been cursed. I need you to break the curse with your wisdom and courage. Dost thou have the courage enough to undertake this task? What's fun is if you say no. Perhaps you do not have confidence in your abilities. Return to the Kokiri Forest to learn the skills of combat. When thou art ready, return here and speak with me by using Zed. I've actually never done that, personally. That's not a thing I usually just say yes. But I'm just curious as to what actually happens when you do it. Well, since I've gone back and gone through the loading zone, let's try again. Great Deku Tree is summoning you. Please come with me. There we go. I have been cursed. Dost thou have courage to take? Yes. Then enter, brave Lonk. And thou too, Navi. Navi the fairy, thou must aid Lonk. And Lonk, when Navi speaks, use up to listen to her words of wisdom. And now we enter the very first dungeon of the game. And it is called Inside the Deku Tree. It's actually a rather large area. In the beta footage, it's actually a lot bigger. So these are the first Deku Bubbas that you can actually get hurt with. And ow, I'm taking far too much damage. Go get some hearts. And there is also accelerated climbing in this, which is really nice. It takes far too long to actually climb. Oh, I know why I stopped showing the animation. I thought it was because it's like, oh, it's weird that the big chest isn't doing that. It's just an option I have in the game to kind of speed things up. The animations take quite a while. Oh, forgive me, Master. If I give you a clue, will you let me go? When you jump off a high cliff, if you hold forward, you will roll on the ground when you land and won't get hurt from the fall. I can't guarantee it will work though if the cliffs are really high. Well, try it if you're feeling daring. And one thing you can do, you can jump onto that block there. It's really not recommended in randomizers because the item you get here is what allows you to leave if you do. And you may not get it. This is the Fairy Slingshot. It's one of many items in the game that we will be collecting along the way. And the reason why you don't jump on it, because you can use it to get back across. I never knew that as a kid. I kind of wish I did initially, because that would have helped out considerably. Now we can take out these guys. You actually don't need to. You can just kind of climb past them. If they change color, then that's not good. They will come and attack you. And if you just sit still and wait, don't have to worry about it. And to get out of this room, just as easy as doing that. But you do want to save your Deku Sticks. They are far more powerful than using your sword. Make our way over here and collect the compass. Compass isn't really too necessary in this. Actually, too necessary in this dungeon because it's not really big enough, and you can see pretty well where everything is. Might think you need to kill that. It's not really necessary. And here's the first of many golden sculptures that we'll be collecting. And they will help you collect. Well, thank you for the heart. Forgot that's what that was. They will help collect certain items later on. You really only need to collect 50 because anything more is just not really needed. But we'll try and collect as many as we can throughout the game. No, I didn't want to do that. These guys gotta hit their soft underbellies. And Jump Slash does a very good job. And he dropped a green rupee. And in this room there are two. There are two gold sculptures. And in general, when you actually play this game properly, like without the add-ons, like without the feature comforts that I have, It will play an animation every single time you collect one. Kind of like your bottle. Your bottle will play an animation every single time you collect something. I just found it was kind of unnecessary. It makes sense the first time you collect it, but not really necessary for subsequent collections. So you gotta get over quickly, because if you don't, you will lose your Deku Stick. It will burn down to nothing. There we go. Never had that animation. Please forgive me, Master. I'll never do it again. If you spare me, I'll teach you something cool. You'll never beat my brothers up ahead unless you punish them in the proper order. The order is 2-3-1. 23 is number 1. Do you think I'm a traitor? Yes, you are, but one of the funny things is that I have remembered that code for years. Since I first played this game in, like, what, 2002? Find it kind of funny. So there is a way you can actually get over that without ever pressing this button, but might as well show the dive mechanic. You can only dive for so long, and there's upgrades later on that you can get that will increase the length of dive. So it means you can also dive a lot deeper, and I gotta wait. Should be fine. Should have enough time to get over there. Since it is the first dungeon, they're kind of teaching you the ropes. This guy isn't quite necessary to kill. And also, since I have that feature comfort on, I don't have to worry about how long it takes for me to, actually, pull that. So at the beginning, you can only carry 10 Deku Sticks and 10 Deku Nuts, I believe. Actually, no, you can carry 20 Deku Nuts. And you'll get subsequent upgrades later on that allow you to carry more. I should have jump slashed in. You don't really want to walk in the center. It's not really necessary not to. But there's some enemies here that'll come down. Like Goma babies or whatever. I don't really know what they're actually called. Yeah, this dungeon itself isn't super long. Actually, it's only a few minutes. There's a way to get up here without actually pushing this, but I do have a hard time doing it, honestly. It's just the setup I haven't really worked out properly. If you stun them, let's see. Yeah, it's 20. If you stun the Deku Bubbas, the ones that will attack you, then they will give you a Deku Stick instead. Yeah, up ahead is where we actually input the code. Come out. And there you go. How do you know her secret? How irritating. It's so annoying that I'm going to reveal the secret of Queen Goma to you. In order to administer the coup de grace to Queen Goma, strike with your sword while she's stunned. Oh, Queenie. Sorry about that. Nah. You didn't have to tell me, but thank you. So I should... So there's something called a power crouch stab, which all you have to do is just jump slash, and you will do far more damage. And here is the first boss of the game. Queen Goma, the parasitic arachnid, armored arachnid. And she's very difficult, as you can see. Hardest boss in the game. It took me a while to figure out how to actually do that. And we also get our first heart container. Very first one in the entire game. Believe there's about 9 of them. Actually, I think there's 8 of them in total. First 3 dungeons, and then 5 other, and then 5 temples. Well done, Monk. Thou hast verily demonstrated thy courage. I knew that thou wouldst be able to carry out my wishes. Now I have yet more to tell ye. Wouldst thou listen? Sure. Now listen carefully. A wicked man of the desert cast this dreadful curse upon me. Oh yeah. I get to see the wicked man. This evil man ceaselessly uses his vile sorcerer's powers in his search for the sacred realm that is connected to Hyrule. For it is in that sacred realm that one will find the divine relic, the Triforce, which contains the essence of the gods. Now we get to see who the gods are. Before time began, before spirits and life existed, 3 golden goddesses descended upon the chaos that was Hyrule. Din, the goddess of power. Nehru, the goddess of wisdom. Faror, the goddess of courage. You can actually see the skybox, which is kind of interesting. You can't see that in the N64 version as easily. Oh yeah. Din. With her strong flaming arms, she cultivated land and created the Red Earth. Nehru poured her wisdom into the earth and gave the spirit of law to the world. Faror, with her rich soul, produced all life forms who would uphold the law. The 3 great goddesses, their labors completed, departed for the heavens, and golden sacred triangles remained at the point where the goddesses left the world. Since then, the sacred triangles have become the basis of our world's providence, and the resting place of the triangles has become the sacred realm. Thou must never allow the desert man in black armor to lay his hands on the sacred Triforce. Thou must never suffer that man with his evil heart to enter the sacred realm of legend. That evil man who cast the death curse upon me and sapped my power. Because of that curse, my end is nigh. Though your valiant efforts to break the curse were valiant, I was doomed before you started. Yes, I will pass away soon, but do not give grief for me. I've been able to tell you of these important matters. This is Hyrule's final hope. Look, go now to Hyrule Castle. There thou wilt surely meet the Princess of Destiny. Take this stone with you, the stone that man wanted so much that he cast the curse on me. Oh yeah. We got one of like I think 9 major collectibles. we got the Forest Emerald, or Kokiri's Emerald. This is the spiritual stone of the forest, now entrusted to you by the great Deku Tree. The future depends upon thee. Thou art courageous. Navi the fairy, help Lank to carry out my will. I entreat ye, Navi, goodbye. Yeah, kind of a dick move, like not telling us he was going to die no matter what. Would have been a little bit easier to know that he was dead from the beginning, that he was going to die regardless of our efforts. Let's go to Hyrule Castle, Lank. Goodbye, great Deku Tree. And with that, our journey with the Deku Tree is done. Hey Lank, what did you do? Great Deku Tree, did he die? How could you do a thing like that? It's all your fault. Oh, what a prick. I don't really like him that much, honestly. Not a really nice character. Now, before I actually leave the forest, there's a couple things I want to do first. One of them is collect more rupees, because I want to get... Oh, so I want to get an upgrade. Now that we have 42 rupees, 43 now, I'm going to head over to the Lost Woods, so that we can get a couple upgrades. And what's fun is I've played this game so much that I do know. Just have to hit this 3 times. And then this guy's gonna slowly walk on over. Cool, you're great. You scored 3 perfect bullseyes. I have to give a neat present to such a wonderful person. Please take it. And we collect the first upgrade for our slingshot, which allows us to carry, I believe, 40 slingshot bullets, because we started off with only being able to carry 30. Now instead of going left, we're going to go... I think instead of going right, we're going to go left. And over here, I believe I'll be getting Deku Nut upgrade. One thing I never knew is that you don't actually have to defend shield-wise. Hi, Surrender. Yeah, Deku Sticks. Make a deal, yep. And we got the first Deku Stick upgrade. Now we can carry 20. It's rather nice. It only cost us, technically, 37 rupees. Now it's actually time to go and continue on with our journey. I will be grabbing a couple other upgrades later, but I think it's time to continue on. Now, one thing with the Lost Woods, you can really go anyway. If you see like how that tunnel kind of has a glow to it, that means you're on your way out. And now that we've beaten the Deku Tree, this guy will actually let us through, but there's a glitch you can use to get through. Oh, you're leaving? Sorry. I knew that you would leave the forest someday, Lank, because you're different from me and my friends. But that's okay, because we will be friends forever, won't we? She is a bit clingy. I want you to have this ocarina. Please take good care of it. And with that, we got the fairy ocarina. Oh, the texture's the same on the bottom. I never actually noticed. When you play my ocarina, I hope you will think of me and come back to the forest to visit. We will have to come back to the forest to visit her. But I think it's time for us to get the fuck out of here. Leave her all by her lonesome. And now with that, you're finally in the Hyrule Field. Which I think is a really good spot to end this video. If you do enjoy this, please leave a like and a comment so you can show that you enjoy the video. And also, with the comment, please let me know what I can do to make the videos better. What you like, what you dislike. It's all good. If you really do enjoy, please subscribe. Till next time, it's been that last sock. Bye.